Welcome to the Song of the Soul podcast. We're so excited to have you today. And we have the most amazing guest on, Grace of Gracespiration, Grace Pishota. Grace, welcome to the show. Thank you so much for being here.
Well, thank you for having me. It is absolutely my pleasure to be here with you today.
Yes, I'm so happy to have you. And Grace is an incredible woman. She is an intuitive. She's a Reiki master and healer. She's deeply connected with angels. She's a mom. She's a daughter. She's a friend. She's a sister. She's a beautiful person. And I'm so excited to have Grace on the show today to talk. We are close friends. We've collaborated together and done events together. And I'm so excited to have her here all to myself for all of you so we can ask her all of the questions and get into the life of Grace and the amazing work that she does. Grace, tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do, what people should know about what Gracespiration is and what you do for others.
Well, thank you so much for all those kind words, but I'm going to add one thing to that list of what I am. That's a proud grandma.
Oh,
so I say that because I do inspire my grandchildren to learn from me. And as far as even energy healing and crystals and just being a good person and living with their heart. So that's so special to me because I did not have that same mindset when I was raising my children. I mean, they're all wonderful people, but I wasn't coming from that spiritual place. So I feel my grandchildren are benefiting the most from my spiritual journey. So it's so important to mention them. And they would be upset if I didn't.
I just got goosebumps. Oh, it's so important for like our children to connect with them and to lead them and guide them because they are the candle bearers of the world that are going to go forward with everything. And oh my gosh, that's so beautiful.
Yeah.
I love that. And how many grandchildren do you have? Tell everyone.
Well, I have 6 that have been birthed to me naturally, meaning through the bloodlines. But then I like to say adopted grandchildren because they do call me grandma, but they're not from my children. So I'm going to say 9. They're all of my heart and soul. And each one of them brings a special gift in my life. And I find every day that I learn more from them than they're learning from me. So
amazing.
A big part of Gracespiration, as you first asked me, is learning from my grandchildren and watching them grow. And I bring those thoughts, those innocent behaviors to my clients, as well as my life journey. Because Gracespiration started out of everything that I had to deal with in my life, whether it was beautiful or tragic, positive or negative. I realized that how I got to a place in my life where I transformed, where I took that energy and became a better person for me. And I say out of growth, we become better people. So even in tragedy, we grow. I try to bring those into different modalities to my clients. So I'm a Reiki master. I do crystal divination, massage therapy. Oh, Maria, do we do so many things with healing? It's just too much to list. But the basic message is to help people through everyday life to get unstuck and find the beauty that they have within. And I hope that I can bring that out in them. It's to discover, uncover, I say, and empower the person that's in front of me. And that's what Gracespiration really means to me.
That's so beautiful. And when you embarked on this journey, how did that happen? Like, how did you, because there's a lot of people out there who are having awakenings. They're on the brink of sharing their spirituality with others, or they're just like experiencing it. They're confused. They don't know what's going on. What was it like for you in the beginning when, and I don't know how far back you can go. When did you realize or have experiences?
I don't know if I can say I had that spiritual awakening where one day I woke up and said, something's different. It was a process through my whole life. When I was a child, I was very connected to energy, but I didn't know what that meant. I just thought I was very sensitive and I would cry all the time or be happy for someone I was sitting next to until I got older to understand, hey, I think I'm connecting to someone here. I'm feeling something they're feeling without words or, they're just touch. And I discovered as I got older what that meant. So as a young child, I had no clue what I was experiencing other than something wasn't right. And I always felt uncomfortable not being able to express it or share it. And then through different things that happened in my life, I always go back to the traumas and the tragedies because I think the good in life takes care of itself and we don't reflect on that as part of our journey. We reflect back on the trauma that changed us because in that we have to find the growth to move forward, survive, and find peace in ourselves. And that brings you to a different place in your life. So it was through a lot of different losses that I had. But the one thing that inspired me to start Gracespiration was when my close cousin was diagnosed with a very rare disease 7 years ago. It's so extremely rare. It's called CJD. It's like a 1 in millions is what the doctor told us. And by the time she was diagnosed to the time of her death, it was just 8 days. And when I sat with her and tried to give her healing and energy, she would just say to me, when you sit with me, I feel so much better. When you hold my hand, I feel so much better. And I'm like, okay, yeah, well, that's what cousins do. You know, she's like, no, you need to do this for the whole world. Promise me that you will do something with this. And she had no idea she was dying. We didn't tell her. She just thought she was not well. We took her home and we celebrated Christmas around her. And she promised me, please do this for other people. And I said, yeah, I will. And I really, really kept that with me. And it was through my grievance counseling where it was brought to the forefront that I needed to do this, but I didn't know how. So this wonderful woman that I worked with said to me, well, if you can't do it without her, because I kept saying, how do I do this without her? She was the force behind it. She's telling me to do it. She said, I want you to do it in honor of her. And a light just went off. And I'm like, oh my God, I can't do anything in honor of her. So from that day forward, I started to put together a plan, how I would put together a spiritual business and bring together all different modalities. And then I went back and reflected on all the other losses I had, my dad, my aunt, most recently my mom. And through each one of those losses became a new modality that I do. Or yeah.
So how did you, okay, so let's rewind for a minute.
Yep.
So how did you know that, like, when did you start to understand what was going on? Like, you were feeling, okay, I'm with my cousin. I have a presence here. She's connecting to it. When did that jump from like feeling and like sharing energy, just like sending that love to like, okay, I'm connecting with angels. I'm connecting with higher forces. Like I'm cognizant of it. Where did that awareness come from?
Okay, so I probably should, rewind a little. I probably was more comfortable to speak about it after my cousin passed because she had put so much faith and trust and expressed to me the healing that I was giving her. Before that, maybe like 3 or 4 years before that, I was studying Reiki. I was going to massage school and I was exploring all these different things that I felt inside, but I wasn't as comfortable to share with other people. So I was practicing on my family and friends and people that knew what I was doing, but it was never like out in the world, this is what Grace is about, because it was not a mainstream thing to do. And I was still trying to figure out my place. But I almost feel like once she said it, it was like she gave me the okay to go ahead, but
and then validation probably also that like you weren't just like imagining that you like had this extreme love for others and were sending them love, but like she was telling you, I received this, I feel this.
Yes.
So that was like confirmation of a transmission you were sending.
Absolutely. But for years, I would feel energy step in and speak to me, angels. And before we signed on, you and I did a beautiful prayer together. And I had 4 angels step in and said that they'd be with us today. And I do want to ask you who you felt walking, because I want to see where our connection is. But I always felt them walking with me. And they would always say, we will guide you. But I kept that to myself. And now I don't keep it to myself anymore. So if you don't mind me asking, I want to ask you what angels you felt.
So I felt Archangel Gabriel. Okay.
Absolutely.
I love it. I mean, I feel Mother Mary like every time I'm with you. So definitely felt Mother Mary. Archangel Michael is here also for me. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like
go ahead. I'm
Samuel.
sorry. Yes, Samuel. I felt Archangel Michael came in for our protection and our transmission of all of this beautiful energy to your listeners. Angel Metatron, to make this a profound.
I just hung up the Metatron cube right behind me.
Yeah. And
see it? I just hung it.
This will reach more people than you know. And this is a more profound message than you're recognizing. So he stepped in to escalate that. And of course, Archangel Gabriel and Archangel Samuel for the communication and the beautiful interaction of relationships between you and I, and also the listeners that tune into us. So, yep. We're pretty right on target. And Mother Mary walks with me all the time. So I'm sorry. But she's just a given because she never leaves my side.
Exactly.
Walk in, I wake up in the morning and she's there.
And she's there. Yeah.
She's our ultimate mother. I say it all the time. So she watches over her children every minute of every day.
Yes. Mother Mary. Oh my gosh. So amazing. Oh my God. Thank you for sharing that. I'm so happy you said that because I I could feel it too when they came in, and I just love the confirmation. That was
Well,
so
they said I needed to, so I absolutely do whatever I'm told.
beautiful.
Yes.
Yes. So this is what I want to get into, because for others that want to connect with angels, how do you describe knowing when they're here, connecting with them? What sensations do you experience? What signs? What happens for you that you know? Is
Okay.
it visual, audible? What
It's
sensory activations happen for you?
It's all of the above. When I first started sensing it, I did not again know what it was, but I would feel this comforting energy. Always walked behind me. It was always hands on my shoulder, hands on my head, a slight embrace, but from behind. And I would know this was an angelic presence there to protect me. But I always wondered, why don't they come in front of me? And it wasn't until, many years later that I realized they were doing that in doses and steps that I could accept. Because
Yeah.
had they walked in front of me with this huge energy, maybe
Yeah.
I would have felt too much pressure. Or so visually, they were not there in the beginning. I just felt a presence, but I just knew. And then I would ask, is this the presence of an angel? And somehow guide me to understand what angel it is. And there would always be a sign. I remember the first time I felt the presence of Archangel Michael. I did not know what angel it was. And I had read somewhere, in your dream, before you go to sleep, ask in your dreams for your guardian angel to show themselves. So that's exactly what I did. I was like, what angel's with me every day and who's guarding me? And I went to sleep and I literally saw in my dreams a book open, a finger point down, and a big yellow circle around the name Michael. And that's how I knew he was my guardian angel. And yeah, I mean, I still to this day ask for big signs. I say, give me a brick. Don't give me, because I need it. My aunt used to say, you need to be hit over the head before you get something. And it's true. So I don't get those little whispers. Someone sees a feather. I do, but I ask now, can I have a brick? Meaning, give me a big sign. And that was a big one, because what could I have more than a hand being pointed at it?
Right.
But now, fast forward many years, I do see them. I will see them walk in during a Reiki session. I will see them walk towards me, along with their presence, and they will stand in front of me, and their wings will be open, and they will caress me, and I so comforted in that. And sometimes I ask them to share that with the person that's with me, or they'll say to me, I am here for them. No need to ask, we're here for them. But if I don't feel them and I want them, I call them in. I just call them in.
Wow.
They come when you call. They come when you call.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's rewind again a little bit, because I'm thinking of those who are, again, in the beginnings of their spiritual journeys. And there's a lot of people awakening. So like awakening to wanting to connect with spirituality and to connecting with other realms and angelic realms. So I want to rewind. So when you first start connecting with energy, right? You're very intuitive and you're very you can, like, your senses are very open and aware. For people in the beginning of their journeys, right? Like the stages, there are kind of stages that this may happen in. And also you talked about like the ethics behind it. You specifically asked, I want to see something, like give me a break, right?
Yes.
But for some people, there are many people who are scared.
Mhm.
So it's important to acknowledge that, like, whoever is guiding you, they will ethically show you what you are mentally, emotionally, physically prepared to experience, right?
Right.
And that you can slow it down, you can speed it up, whatever you want. And like just going back to what you were talking about, like the sensations, like the feeling on your shoulders and your head, like,
Mhm.
yeah, this is like for, you guys out there, if you feel a breeze or you do feel like a light caress or like a flash or just something
Mhm.
flow in front of you quickly, like these can be signs. And you can
That's right.
ask for specific signs. You can say, I mean, I've had a sign from Archangel Michael that was like directly like his name on a license plate right in front of me. Like you can ask for whatever you
Oh,
want.
absolutely.
Yeah. So
And I believe he likes to show his name, because I see that often too. Other angels will come in different ways, but when I ask for Michael, I often see his name.
yeah, I noticed
Like
that too.
a nurse in a hospital will walk in, their name is Michael, or something on a TV show. So he likes us to know he's there. Maybe that's the brick
Yeah,
message for me, but yeah, he likes to show his name. He does.
beautiful. And then like when you talk about the visual part of it, Grace, had you always seen spirit things of other realms since you were like a young girl? Is this always something that you've been comfortable with? And What is it like?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Not as a child at all. Saw nothing. Just felt, like I said, what I know now was people's energy, because I was very empathic, but I did not understand what that meant. I thought everybody felt the way I felt. I thought everybody could be in a room with someone and know what they're going through,
Yeah.
happy, but I didn't recognize that till I was older. Never saw anything. I just lived a regular, carefree childhood. I had beautiful people in my life that I was learning from how to enjoy life and take from their wisdom, grandparents, aunts, cousins, family, moms, dad. But I think a lot of that gave me the foundation to be ready to receive everything I did when I got older, because it felt comfortable to me, because it felt like love from a family member, because it felt like protection from a family member. So I think that's how they set me up. Had I seen that as a child, I don't know that I would have been as comfortable. Maybe in the background I was raised in, it may not have been a good thing. I'm not sure.
What was your awareness of angels like when you started? Like, how did you know it was them? Like, were you afraid in the beginning? Like, how did they present? Was it like a wing or like a silhouette or like eyes? Like, how do they present for you?
When I first saw them, or like I said, when I first knew they were there, it was a feeling, and I just knew.
First, it was a feeling.
It was an angelic presence. But when I first saw them, I literally saw Archangel Michael walk into a room, coming at me with beautiful white wings and this blue glow in front of him and blonde hair. And I just knew it was him. And what I can tell anyone that is, whether they want to tap into angels and spirituality, or they feel it's coming to them and they're not comfortable with it, I think it's so simple. I think we make it more complicated. We basically just ask. It's the simple task of asking Archangel Michael, Archangel Gabriel, can you come and be with me? Can you show me a sign? Or is that you, Archangel Michael? Is this an angel? What am I feeling? Because if you believe that you can get those signs from them, they will answer you. And I don't think you have to put yourself in some deep meditative state and really do all this research. They're there to help. They want us to call them and ask.
Love that, Grace.
It's as simple as asking. Yeah.
Love that. Yeah, you have to ask, guys. If you don't ask the angels for help, they can only ethically do so much intervening without us actually asking.
Right. And the most important message here is that they're here for everyone. They're here to help all of us. They're not just here for people who have a spiritual based practice like Maria and myself. They're here to help us all. You don't need to be out in the world preaching spirituality to get in touch with your angels, guides, ascended masters, and loved ones. Absolutely not. You could just be sitting in your living room watching TV and say, hey, I feel like I need a little extra love. Archangel Michael, can you come and help make me feel protected? And let me tell you something. He'll come in and you'll feel it. You'll feel it.
So amazing.
That
I
is
think the most amazing thing about this is that it's available to us, and like there's help for us. And like I feel like especially for those who like grew up atheists, or like they grew up just being learned to not believe in anything and a higher force, it's such a relief. Like my husband, grew up atheist, and like it's a relief now for him knowing there is higher source, there is a higher power. You don't have to do everything on your own. There's help available to you if only you ask. Right?
You ask. And I think sometimes the simple thing is what gets thrown to the wayside, because people don't think it could be that simple. This has got to be complicated. This has got not. It's
to
not.
Get out of the way, and then Yeah, and it's like you said about the belief too. Like if you set the intention, you ask for the sign, if you're open for it, then it will come through. But if you're inherently antithetic to it, or just like resistant to it, it's not gonna present. You're like emoting a frequency that's a no frequency. It's like when someone closes their arms like this is like not the same as open. It's a totally different energy.
Absolutely.
And ethically, they don't intervene, like you said, unless they.
But sometimes those become the biggest believers and the biggest supporters of what we do, because they are the naysayers. And then one day, for some reason, they experience that emotion, that feeling that's beyond them. And they're like, what is it? And then all of a sudden they start asking questions, because sometimes I know that angels cannot interject in our lives unless we ask them, but they can hover close and hope that somehow you let them in because they want to help. So I think when someone's in a state of emotional turmoil and they don't know where to turn, I think sometimes those angels are right there just waiting for that moment that they can get a sign in, that you can grab it and start to believe. Because that's where all of a sudden skeptics become, one day I was walking down the street, I saw, oh my God, now my life's changed. So where does that come from if they only come in when we ask them? So I believe that too.
Yeah, exactly. I love it. This is turning into a talk all about angels. I'm all
Yeah.
for it. So
Yeah. Well, we knew that what the
yes,
subject matter would be, they would
right.
choose.
They
And
they gifted it. They kind of told us.
I
So
also believe, and I've told you this in the past, I think angels, guides meet us
mhm,
where we're at. They come to us and give us what we can accept, what we
right,
need at the time. And
right.
they're not going to come in full force if they don't think we're ready. They understand our life. They understand where we're at in our spiritual journey, if we're just beginning. And I think they meet us where we're at. And that's why we all get it in such different ways.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And like then there's the conversation of how angels have presented as like in the form of humans to other
Hmm.
people. People are like, I have no idea where this man came from. And then he just like, and like he looked at me and like he touched my arm and I felt like something and like he was an angel. He was an angel. Like people have experiences like this.
Yeah.
So, angel, what is your take on that or your experience with that, with how you've seen angels present in different
Um,
forms?
I think there's two different forms. I think there's earthly angels, meaning people that God sends us in the form to do those angelic things for us. And people say, oh my God, she's an angel on earth. And then
Mm,
I really believe that, and I've witnessed it, where Archangel Raphael, for me, mostly, I know for everyone it's a different angel, will take a human form and will come to me as a person on the street that say the right thing that I need to hear, or offer some support of healing in another way. And I know it's him because it's a person. I've actually had people named Raphael come up to me. So there's nothing clearer than that. Here we go, the brick again.
they're
But it
shameless
has.
sometimes. They're like right in your face.
I've
They're like,
had
"Hey,
people.
I got it."
Yeah, I'm going to say, well, I know, this is a spiritual connection. This is an angel in human form, and then they'll introduce themselves and say, "Hey, my name's Raphael." Wow.
You're
Okay.
like, of course it is.
So the difference is, I think, once you are aware and accepting of that angels can take human form for a short time to help you, you'll start to see that person in a different way. And guess what? They may say they live down the street and you'll see them that day for what you need and you never see them again. Where'd they
Yeah.
go? They live in my neighborhood. Thought I was going to see them often. Because guess what? That was the angel stepping in for a short time. And I
So
love that.
beautiful. It's so beautiful. And there's different angels for so many different things, right? So
Hmm.
talking again about how they've presented. So for me, it's a lot about sensations and like I'm starting to really understand the different feelings with different angels and like knowing when it's Michael, knowing when it's and it's certain angels I'm connecting with more often than others too, but I'm learned there's so many.
There's so many.
Yeah,
Even
there's
when you think you know them all, a new one pops in. Yes, it's
yeah,
so
there's
true.
so
So
much help
true.
available, and it's like, I find that Reiki is really a beautiful way to connect with them, especially like working with another person. Help you can do it on your own. Working with another person
Mhm.
is a beautiful way. Just inviting the energy in and saying,
Mhm.
lifting your palms up, like I'm open and accepting. I'm asking to connect with you, and then you call them
That's
by
right.
name, and then
Right. Hmm.
feel the sensations. It's as simple as that, and then like talking about energy. I love how we talked about like rubbing your hands together and like, okay, this is how you can, the very most basic way to start to feel energy. We talked about the temperature in the room
Oh,
and it starts getting hot when we
it is
start.
hot in this house today, I'll tell
Yeah,
you.
because
That's
our
because we're
guys
signing
are
on.
here.
Right?
So, and I'm I'm by the
Yeah.
beach. Grace is in New York. She's in a turtleneck and she's hot. I'm in a dress.
It's actually like 30 degrees outside. It's freezing, but then I'll start
Yeah.
heating up, getting
And
ready for
that's
this.
like,
Yeah.
if you guys wanna test working, communicating with your guides or your angels, you can do that test. You can kind of say, "I invite you to come a little bit closer. I invite you to
Mm,
move farther away," and then
that's
you can
right.
feel temperature changes, things like
Mhm.
that. Yeah.
Changes, different sensations in your body. Some people get very heavy chills and get very cold. And
Yeah.
um,
Or chill. Right, right. Mhm.
sometimes, where more recently, it's happened to me, and I've heard other people say they get like tingling in their toes.
Yeah.
That energy is coming from Mother Earth up into their body and starts in their toes. And I've been experiencing that lately, like, what's going on with my toes? But
Yeah.
it'll
Yeah.
start, and then all of a sudden, I'll get this sensation that there's an angel with me. And within minutes, you know why.
Yeah.
Something's going to happen. That phone's going to ring, or you're going to need, yeah.
Yeah.
So I stopped even questioning a long time ago. I just accept
Yeah.
who's there for me for that day because it always seems to make sense later, even if it doesn't at the
Right,
moment. Um,
right.
but I am called to bring up Archangel Zachiel today, only because I, I, I don't know. Oh, I don't want to get emotional. I don't know that we call upon him enough because he does come to us when someone is terminally ill and helps us
Mhm.
sometimes have them transition. And I think that's where people's minds go. but he's the angel of forgiveness. And he walks the spiritual realm and sometimes on this earth with us, this huge purple glow around him. And I feel like he comes to us more often and we may put the hand up because we're scared. But how many of us need forgiveness for ourselves and for others in our life? And he, right now is like, bring me up, bring me up.
So much lately, because he's also the archangel of transmutation, right? Like he helps us with like those heavy energies. You can call on him, you guys, if you're having issues forgiving people, or if there's like just an energy that like is there and it's not going away. You want to transmute something negative for the highest good and with love. And he brings in his purple energy and he can just like diffuse it into something, just like get rid of it, you know, for things that you don't need, things that are not serving your highest good.
Right.
Yeah, he's an amazing angel. I've been working with him a lot this year because there's a lot of energy going around, a lot of stuff. And when we come to the holidays, you can feel it too. Yeah.
And I think it's important that we know that when he comes in front of us or we feel urged to call him, sometimes it's for us to ask for forgiveness for ourselves. And you ask, well, what do I need to be forgiven for? If you sit in your own space and go within, there's always something that you can find that you may be holding on to about you that is probably not bothering anyone else, but you think it is, or you think something you did affected your journey that you could have changed. And not only does he help you move past that and transmute it, like you said, into something beautiful, because there's lessons there. He also, when he takes it from you, it's something that you don't look back as this horrible thing that you had to live. It almost becomes, as a matter of fact, it's part of my journey. And I wouldn't be who I am today if I didn't go through that. He takes that pain away. And I think that's the important part that people don't get with asking for forgiveness. It's a painful journey. I don't want to go there.
Right.
But if you ask him to guide you, or if he steps in because he wants you to call him and you feel his presence, that's why he's trying to make that journey a little easier for you, because you've already felt enough pain around what you've done. And the reason I say what you've done, only because in this life, we can only learn how to make ourselves better people, to become self-aware and move forward in the world. And then people react to us in that way. Yes, as healers, we're here to help other people. But if we naturally always keep ourselves where we need to be, that's what we'll attract. And that's where our gifts come out more, to help other people with that. So we always got to be mindful of the work we need to do on ourselves daily.
That's so beautiful. And I'm glad you brought that up also, because it makes me think of Mother Mary again, because what you're talking about, it goes into this whole like web of like why people can have issues with forgiveness and all this stuff. And I think it really comes down to inner child nourishment and nurturing and healing. And that's where Mary can hold you, and like she feels everything that you feel, and she knows, and she understands. She really does. So you can give her all of that pain and like just let her drench you in that pool of beautiful blue light, and then, you know, hold you and help you just soften up, but like feel safe to open. I mean, I love to work with Archangel Michael too for this, for the protection and safety, because so much of opening yourself up and being vulnerable enough to forgive someone, to transmute these things with Ezekiel is fear. You want to be safe, right? And then Archangel Gabriel I call on too, because like once you've done that, like now you're trying to open up your grounded like root chakra, sacral chakra, and your throat too, like for expression and like your creativity and like your safety, and like that's all gut stuff in the lower energy centers of the body. It's like the angels are here to help with that, because it can be tough stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because forgiveness, it's like I feel called to say this. It's like forgiveness is it's not saying, hey, what you did to me was right. It was okay. And we're good. That is not at all what it is. It's not. It can be sending love to the person. Excuse me. My throat chakra is getting attacked.
That's good.
Excuse me. It can be sending love to a person from afar. Just sending a thought of love and drenching them in love and visualizing it. It's not about if it's, you know, because they deserve it. Like, it's the right thing to do. Love is the most powerful force of all that transmutes everything. And that's why we send love. That's why. Because like, if you believe in Jesus and Christ consciousness, unity consciousness, that's what it is. It's like, if you are hurting, I am hurting. So we are one. So I'm only hurting myself by like hurting you, staying separate from you with separatist consciousness. What is the point, right?
Yeah, when you forgive, whether you're forgiving someone or yourself, you're releasing that burden.
Yeah.
So it's just
You bring
such
yourself
a
down by
weight that you're letting go. Yeah, yeah.
and it's not to say it's not easy, and it's not to say it can't be done with boundaries. Like the boundaries, I think that's
Absolutely.
what can make it palpable for people is like, you guys can have boundaries. Doesn't mean you
Absolutely.
have to go and like,
It's
get
yeah,
off
it's not
bed
okay to
together,
accept
like
energy
in
of
a
someone
relationship
or
again.
harming you. Because the more you engage in that type of energy, where someone is not healthy for your lifestyle, whatever that is for you, the more you engage in that and try to fix it, that's where your energy's flowing.
Yeah,
And we're here to keep the energy balanced and
right,
beautiful and of
right.
love. So if we're constantly trying to
Yeah,
fix someone
create
else, fix us, where's that beautiful energy flowing? So that's why the forgiveness part
Mhm.
helps that to flow for us and for others. And like you said, it's not
Yeah,
excusing something terrible that we've done or someone done for us, but it's letting it go so that burden isn't there anymore and moving forward with the boundaries and we're okay with it.
right,
Again,
right.
I met a man yesterday who said this. We asked him if he had to look back because he said a lot of regrets in his life. He had
Mm.
to do something in his past. What would that be? And he said, "You're not going to like my answer." And I said, "Oh, well, what's the answer?" He said, "Absolutely not one thing, because I wouldn't be who I am today had I not gone through everything I went through." And he didn't give specifics, but he said he has a lot to be regretful for things that he's done and pained other people. But it brought him fast forward all these years to become this unbelievable, creative, spiritual human being he is today. And I was
Mm.
like, that's interesting. Because had someone asked me that question a week ago, I may not have said that. But it's the truth. And it sounds cliche. We wouldn't be who we are today if we didn't experience all that pain. But it's so true. So
Yeah.
true. So release the burden of it, but not the lesson.
Yeah, I
Mhm.
really do think everything happens for a reason, and I believe in soul contracts. Not
Yeah.
everyone does, but I do. I do believe we choose our parents. I
Yes.
do. I do believe that we do this before we come here. And I've had a lot of challenges in my life, guys. So like for me to say that, it's
So,
like
yep, yep, yep,
like
yep.
really, why would I ask for this? Why?
Yeah.
What do you mean? Like, but there is a higher purpose. There is a higher force, a higher reasoning behind all of it. So we're with you guys all on your journeys out there. And we really encourage you to,
Yeah.
connect with angels, connect with your feelings, just connect with yourself. And like the act of punishing people by not forgiving, it's bringing you down. It's not helping raise
Yes.
the collective consciousness. So it's another important thing. And just trusting your intuition. That's a really important message too that's been coming up for me also. It's, with the third eye connection, just
Yeah.
trusting yourself, like,
Who you are.
if you have a sensation on your shoulder, not saying, "Oh, it's just the wind." Like, no, if you've had a feeling that that was an angel, that was an angel.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, we're taught in society to just it's your imagination. You're
Right.
just well, where does my imagination come from? Where does my imagination come from?
Right. Exactly. And you
Where
know
is
what I tell people too?
why would
Sometimes
I think this thing?
um, to try to tap into an angel or a guide or ascended master or even Mary or Jesus, whoever you feel called to talk to, sometimes just calling them for somebody is not tangible. What am I calling? So I even say it's helpful if someone has a picture. If you want to get pictures of your saints, pictures of your angels, or,
Mhm.
an angel book, and literally open that page and stare at that picture and talk
Yeah.
to it. Because isn't it easier to talk to a person, a picture, than maybe thin air? To us, it's not thin air, but to people who are learning and
Right,
practicing,
sure,
it
it
is.
can be, yeah. When
So, so
people see angels, like, they see, like,
yes,
a figurine, they're like, "Oh," but it
yes,
raises the frequency, you don't realize it, but you're connecting
exactly,
with them. Yeah, because what
exactly.
we're used to in this third dimensional space is, like,
That's right. That's
3D
right.
objects, like a phone, like a
Whatever gets you there. And I myself am guilty of this. There's times when I'll be speaking to Mother Mary, but I need more. Like I need more than just speaking to her. And I take a ride to the Marian Shrine and
Mm,
stand beneath the huge statue of Mother Mary. To me, is the most divine thing I've ever seen. And I don't care. I've been there in the snow. I've been there in every type of inclement
something about
weather
it,
and the
feel
beautiful
her
sun.
energy.
And I stand under there and I just feel her peace by looking at her. And it's a metal statue, but
Yeah,
I get such comfort from that. So that's why I
yeah,
tell other people sometimes it's okay to need that thing that
yeah,
gets to your place. Everybody's different and you got to do what works for you.
right.
Um, and there's nothing wrong with if you say, but I don't feel her when I'm sitting here. Call on her, find a way where you can connect, find
Yeah.
your heart
It all
connects.
comes back to, like, connecting to you and to your feelings and just being in the
Mhm.
present moment, and this is the epitome of the work that, like, you do is just, like, connecting people, yes, with higher realms and all this stuff, but connecting them to themselves first, because if you can't
Right.
if you can't feel, if your senses are dulled or overstimulated or like not open and activated,
Mhm.
then you're putting a block on what's available to you. And being open and trusting is a way to allow this in. Do you
That's
agree
right.
with that?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, absolutely. And we throw that word self-love around so much, and it's an important word. And I don't mean to say it anything negative around it, but I feel like when we tell people, this is about self-love, self-care, people don't really understand what that means. Like, okay, well, I think I like myself, and I go get my nails done. No, I don't think we can appreciate those words until we become self-aware. And that's where the energy healing and the connection to angels and to Mary and everything we've talked about. When you
Yes.
become self-aware, know who you are,
Yeah.
then you can truly go within and provide the self-care that you need to find the love for yourself. It's not an easy road because there's a lot
Yeah.
of things we have to look at before we can fully say we love ourselves. But I don't think people really understand what that term is. And you can't just say, I love myself unless you know who you are. And sometimes it's not always pretty to look at, but it's a necessity. It's a necessity. And that's why I always say to people when I start my sessions with them, no matter what that is, we need to become aware of what we put out and who we are. And if it's a beautiful thing, you're halfway there. And if it's not such a nice journey, okay, let's start because we'll get you there. Because I don't think anyone could say, I love myself if they're not aware of who they are.
Mm. Such a beautiful message, Grace. That's so good.
It's the truth. It's the
Oh,
truth.
good.
That's
Yeah.
what I try to do with all my messages that I put out there, whether it's on TikTok or whatever. What
Yeah.
can we do to become self-aware, to know who we are?
Yeah.
Because it's more important about, like I said earlier, who we are, not, oh, this guy did this to me, he deserves that. That's important, but it's not important. It's who am I and what am I projecting? And if I can be comfortable with who I am and project love, and I am of love, that's going to come back to me. And that person eventually will pick up on that. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
It's all about awareness. It's like awareness of what you're consuming, awareness of the people you're
Mhm.
surrounding yourself with, awareness of the music you're listening to, or the
Oh,
person,
yeah.
the everything you're consuming is you're purchasing it right into your
Yeah.
aura, your
Yes.
energy. And yeah, it's like, is this helping? Is this in alignment with your health and your best good, your highest good?
Right.
Yeah,
And
it's
I also
help.
think our attention's around everything we do. If you're the person that likes crazy music or you eat food that people say are not good for you, if your intention around that is that it's a beautiful thing for your life and you're taking in all the beauty from it, then it's
Mhm.
good.
Yeah,
So, to generalize things sometimes, people are like, oh, you should be
true.
vegan or you need to do this if you're spiritual. It's
Yeah.
besides that we Reiki our food, our medicine, our shows, whatever we watch, I Reiki everything with beautiful energy that I only take away the good from it and get rid of the negative. I also believe it's the intention behind it. The two people can
All
look at the
intention.
exact same thing or eat the exact same food, but if your intention behind it is not a beautiful one, you're going to absorb the negativity. So we
I
always
stand
have to
with
remember our
that.
intentions before we move forward with anything we do.
I believe in that so much. I mean, intention
Hmm.
is everything. We attract, like the law of attraction. It's like if you keep being in fear of something, you're giving that fear so much energy that it's going to come to fruition. So that's why you want to think in abundance and think in grace and gratitude, pun intended, grace. An
Grace,
analogy comes up
gratitude, and
every day. I'm
love.
like, oh, here's Grace again presenting.
Yeah.
But yeah, the intention, no, it's so true, and I think that has a lot to do with health too.
Hmm.
Intention, thinking through intention. I mean, there are people who are breatharians who survive off of light and prana
Yes.
and don't
Yes.
eat, you guys. Yes, there are people out there survive. I know it sounds crazy.
Well,
People
to us, it does, but not to
that
them.
are like, I'm not saying, we're Italian, so we're not in that
Oh
group of
my God,
people.
the food is
But,
so important.
who knows? I mean, the sun does definitely give me fuel. I'm not gonna lie.
Yes, 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 yes. And
But the
I was
intention.
going to comment that before how all the food we eat with our intentions is also part of our history and what those memories and beautiful things they bring to us. And it is about love. Cooking and feeding your family is about love. So if you view that as whatever I'm doing is out of love, only beauty comes from it. All right, granted, we're not eating a chocolate cake every day. We have some thoughts around it. But I'm saying like there's people who are petrified to eat
Yeah.
these beautiful foods that that we grew up with. And you know what? I felt like I really got the love and that message even bigger when I went to Italy. And I experienced such a beautiful, beautiful transition of my spirituality in Italy, but it was all about pure intention and heart and soul of land and beauty of people. It was just beauty and love everywhere. That's what I
Yeah.
felt. That's what I
Mhm.
felt. So I
Yeah.
took all that back with me and definitely made another step in my spiritual journey because I feel like we're forever growing. We're never done. Never
Oh,
done.
no, never done. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. So, oh my gosh, was there anything else with angels that we need to explore right now? Would you like to share which angels that you like to work with? I could also share another angel that's been coming up a lot for me lately. Yeah, I
Well,
would love.
my favorite, most of my journey that I started in spiritual healing was always Archangel Raphael because he is the
Mm,
spiritual healer.
right.
And he would always come to me I may have even told you this too, in a comedic way. It was
Yeah.
always, he would come in with something funny and I would see him dancing and laughing. And I'm like, how is this feeling? I mean, but I realized that I, I enjoy humor and I try to put a little humor in everything. So he was meeting me where I was at. So I'd accept him.
I
So
love that.
today he's always with me, but I feel like the angel that is forever by my side right now, and it changes. It's always Michael because he's
Yeah.
my um, birth given angel, protective angel.
Mhm.
It's lately it's Gabriel. It's Gabriel all the time, Archangel Gabriel.
Me
And that
too.
might change too. So they do change, but he's there. He's my constant. He's like, Grace, I'm
Mm.
with you, communicating. You have messages to get out there, and I will help you get them out there.
Oh,
So
so beautiful. I
yeah,
just did sound healing last night, and we channeled Archangel Gabriel in that exact message about like being creative and like feeling safe to express your creativity.
mm,
A lot of sacral stuff
that's
like
fun.
that he's helping us with, like with creativity in businesses and like
Mm,
helping us be understood for who we are and being received in a genuine way from other people, like because I felt like I was misunderstood a lot growing up, and I feel like
yeah,
you experienced that too. So
yeah.
he helped with that also, and just like a lot of purification energy, like a white energy I feel with him.
So I'm going to tell you something. So last night, I had a podcast to do, so I couldn't connect to your spiritual healing, and I was a little upset about that because I wanted to, but we connected without even realizing it till now because my show last night was about creativity and how people don't recognize how that is a spiritual healing and how that brings our emotions to the surface and therapeutic for us to move forward on our journey. And
Healing.
I just got chills when you said that because
Oh my God, I
I,
love that. You're so
yes,
right. It's so healing. If you're like, I did something stupid the other day. Like I had these jeans, they didn't fit me. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna poke holes in here and I'm just gonna take my shoelace and I'm gonna tie them and make them and I'm gonna just
I
creative.
love it.
And I felt so good afterward. I was
Yeah,
like, I just took this situation that like was bringing me down, making me feel bad about myself. And then I just
yes,
like
yes. Look,
creative. It was like
that's
not that
all it
even makes
is.
me feel bad
Yeah.
about
And
like
it's true because
raises
um
your vibration.
because of the show I did last night, I am always creative, but I had a little lull during the holiday, during Thanksgiving, because last year this time I lost Thanksgiving into Christmas was hard for me because my mom was sick and then she passed at Christmas. So I was having like a little bit of a block of creativity. And I said to myself, what did I do during those most trying times caring for my sick mom last year? And what I did was I just sat down and reflected on the feelings and wrote and did my TikToks. And I did that this morning and I felt like it was gone. It was instantly gone. So that emotion that I was holding on to, I was able to creatively channel out. And not only did I get a good message out, I felt so much lighter. So people don't realize being creative. And I have so many people that say, but I'm not creative, Grace. No, tap into what matters in your heart and do something with it, whether it's singing, dancing, your beautiful voice, Maria, your sound healing, anything, cook, anything. The gentleman we had
Even
on
when
last
you
night was
choose,
all
like,
about
your
creative
clothing. Yeah,
energy.
good
Yeah.
morning. Yeah, like, even when you choose what you're gonna wear, like, you're being an
Yes.
artist. Like, "Oh, I'm gonna
Yes.
do this outfit." I'm,
Put your
deciding
heart
to do
into it. Right. Like you did. You made a style. And let me tell you, you might have started a new style out there in the Carolinas.
it.
I'll start it here for you. Send me a picture of your jeans. I'll do it. But
Oh my
that's
god.
how things start when people genuinely do it from their heart. That passion shows through. And
Mhm.
people are like, hey, I want to read that. I want to wear that. I want to cook like them because it's coming from another place. So people
Yeah,
don't realize how important creativity is for
natural.
you. So
Yeah,
find something and just do it because it will
yeah.
open up a whole new world for you.
I
Yeah.
feel like that comes from God, like, your genuine creative
Mm,
desires and connections and love, like, that comes from God, and there's actually a book called Conversations with God, and it talks about how much joy God has in your creation, and, like, that's why
oh,
we're here is to create, you
and
know?
what ultimate thing, right? creation. That's what God is, creation.
Right,
So of
right.
course, that makes a lot of sense, that book. I'll have to read that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a simple thing, but it's like, I don't know, even, there was this other preacher that she was telling a story about something her dad told her when she was really stressed out and she was like upset about a situation. And he was like, "Well, why don't you pray for someone else?" And she was like, "What? Do you
Mm,
hear what I'm saying?" And he's like, "I hear what you're saying." He's like, "Why don't you try praying for someone else?" And so she did. She got
mhm.
herself out of what she was going through and she prayed for someone else and she felt better.
Yeah.
But what I think is important though is to hold space for yourself to feel whatever it is that you are
That
going through.
that's
I
right.
don't think you should just bypass and just like, "Oh, well, I'm really upset about this thing, but hey, here's like a beautiful sweater I
No.
bought for you."
Mm.
Like, but I get what he's saying. I mean,
Yes,
like,
absolutely.
yeah, like I wrote Christmas cards the other day and I felt so happy afterward. I wasn't at all thinking about just a bunch of things, like getting outside of yourself. Getting out of
Yes,
yourself can be really good sometimes. Do
yes,
something
it is.
for
Do
yourself.
something for someone else. It's
So much
absolutely
joy.
beautiful.
It's
And
free.
that's where that important part of what you said earlier comes in with the boundaries, because we are meant to
Mm.
do for others. We are meant to show love to others. However, never at the expense of who we are. So that's where those boundaries come in. They're so important because I think sometimes we get caught up in all that
Yeah,
people pleasing.
you're
Oh my
right.
God, it feels so good
Especially
to
if
make someone
that's
happy.
fast and sensitive.
Yeah. So that
How do
balance.
you what are boundaries for you? Like, what can you like, what are the
I'm
telltale
still
signs
learning, but no.
no, telltale
Um,
signs of things you can look out for if, like, if this is happening, then this means that you're letting a boundary be crossed, and I know it's different for everybody with their own
yeah,
methods,
yeah.
but, like, I would
I
love some
think, I
tips.
think, on the forefront, we emotionally get like overburdened with some different types of people's issues, meaning if they constantly call you. And I think those are obvious. But for me to tell someone who's not recognizing it early, because you don't want to wait till they're like, oh my God, I have so much anxiety. The minute something just gives you that little bit of in your gut, something doesn't sit right, whether you hang up a phone call or you see someone on the street and they tell you a story and you walk away going, oh, that's a sign to start in the most beautiful way you can, is to put up that boundary, because that doesn't mean you're not a friend. That doesn't mean you're not a healer. You're not a caregiver. It means that that is invading
Yeah,
you and it's starting to take away from your beautiful energy so you can speak to that person. You can help them on your terms. Maybe every time they see you outside, they want to grab you. You say, oh, listen, I really have somewhere to go, but how about tomorrow at 10? I'll call you. You make it on your terms where you can put that energy together and you say to yourself, this is never going to invade who I am. And you can prepare yourself with a prayer or just the deep breathing like we did before we signed
yeah,
on to ground yourself. Because when people catch you off guard, you want to give them everything. And
yeah,
that's natural part of being a healer and a good human being. But so
mm.
to me, it's that small, and we all get that. We all
So
get
would
that
you
little bit of,
would you agree that, like, that a no feeling, if something's not good for you, can feel like a contraction, and a yes, if
mhm.
something's okay, can feel
That's
like an
why I mean, in your
expansion?
body somewhere. Some people get in their gut, some people get in their throat, some people get a little sharp pain in their head. Up, and then you go home and go, "What the hell was that?"
Your
But
body is
I'm telling
really
you,
directing you.
it's your body, your energy recognizing.
The body
Yep,
tells us so much.
the body.
Illnesses are signs,
That's
right?
right. Right.
Another book, The
Yeah,
Biology of Belief, talks
that's
all
right.
about
Or the body keeps score. That's another brilliant book, The Body Keeps Score. Because what
mm,
happens with all these emotions, all these that I call them, because that's what they feel like, you ignore them, they start to find a place in your body where they can
fester.
manifest and
Mhm,
grow. You
mhm.
didn't release and you accepted it in. So guess what? That manifests into sometimes mild aches and pains, and sometimes over a long period of time, real serious illnesses. So
Yeah,
that's a
yeah.
whole nother situation. But yes, that's where it all starts. So if you don't want to have a lifelong journey of taking care of yourself because you're getting a lot of illnesses, listen to that first little ooh inside you. Because if someone came along and pinched you, you'd say it hurt. If someone hit you in the head, ow, don't do that. Stay away from me. When energy tells you, it's internal, and we don't listen the same way. So when you see someone and you speak with them and you get that energetic little twist inside or pain inside, recognize that the same way as if somebody physically, because
Mm.
you'd walk away from that, right?
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah, and there also may be something to heal there too if you feel triggered,
Yes.
right?
Yep.
So,
That's true.
this is where,
True.
like, you and I where we come in because everybody can, of course, use there's so many types of modalities to help us shift our energy and heal in the ways that we need to for ourselves because we've all been through things, right? And it's like moving energy is so important and it's available to you. So on that note, Grace, what are some of the amazing healing modalities that you offer in your services? There's so many amazing things that you offer. What are some of your favorite things that you offer? And like, if somebody wants to work with you virtually or in person, and you're based in New Jersey, what are some of your favorite services that you offer to clients?
Well, the base of all of my services always involves Reiki energy. So any one of my practices involves my healing energy. So I do intuitive energy talks, which is just sitting down like we're doing now, and organically all these messages and answers come out, whether it's from angels or your guides. So that's just a talk. It could be a half hour, an hour. There's always something beautiful that comes out of that. There's my Reiki massages, which I love because I'm incorporating the physical touch that we talked about, where you can feel different reservations in the body and at the same time using your Reiki touch to heal. Hands-on Reiki, hands-off Reiki, they do the same thing, but I feel like I am more in tune with the body when I'm touching it and actually feeling the muscles, because I'm a licensed massage therapist. So for me, that modality became very natural. So I love that.
Yeah.
And then incorporating crystals into the healing sessions, different crystals I'm called to for people need for healing or can help them move forward in their life in a certain situation. They just need a little bit of confidence, and they make the world of difference. My crystals are always with me. I have my.
Yeah. Can you talk about the crystals and how you work with them and why you love them, and like, why you think they help so much? The science, the physics behind why crystals are so amazing.
Well, okay. The metaphysics behind crystals are just the energies that people started to feel when they start to dig them out of the mines and the ground. And people just said there's something about this crystal. So over time, each crystal has gained its own properties or what it does for you. But I feel all the crystals are intention based. Again, what we put into them and what we want out of them. But when you start to put that belief along with healing energy, you almost can feel that energy that comes out of them. And for me, there's a few that I always have near me because I feel the energy. And most people that I will ask them to take this home with them will feel similar. But there are people who feel different things. So this selenite with smoky quartz, see, the smoky quartz for me is transformation, that healing energy, but it's amplified being put into the selenite. So I love
that. I love that infusion. I sleep with the smoky quartz next to my bed and I really love it.
And I love that this is like a portal of holding all our energy inside here. But this was a beautiful gift from a friend.
Beautiful. And so every rock has a vibration, right? An actual calibration. Like in audio school, they taught us this. There's machines called oscillators where even if the human audible range cannot hear or detect a sound, it doesn't mean it's not there. When you hold up a rock, everyone has a frequency.
Yes.
As we know, connects to the body, and we feel it. We feel it.
And that's what I love about what you do, because you are a beautiful healer, but you know the technical side of your music industry that you were in for so many years, and you can relate the frequencies in that way. Whereas I'll just feel a frequency and go, oh, this is what it's doing for me. But you can validate it with the science behind it, which is pretty amazing.
It's so funny. I mean, I had no idea that our energetic centers in our body were attuned to music. Like what? Like how does that make sense? But if I play a crystal bowl, I can feel it in my heart more than in my throat. Like they're all attuned to different spaces.
And I feel the power of your healing with your bowls. They're amazing. Yeah.
Oh, thank you so much.
Where each frequency is felt. So energy healing, it just goes beyond,
Right. Beautiful. I know it does, right? It's amazing. And so back to your energy healing services. So crystal divination, the crystal grids, I think it's amazing how you design crystal grids. That is so fascinating. Do you want to talk about
that came to me organically because I always was interested in, the Merkaba and the grills, and I just always looked at that.
I'm wearing one.
I always felt called to them. I dabbled with sacred geometry for a while and, feeling the energy in objects, and they always just stayed on the back burner, and it was part of who I was, but I didn't incorporate it anywhere. And then one day I looked at these grids and I picked up my pencil and I just started drawing my own grids. And I was like, what is this? And then messages were coming in for different people, and I'm putting crystals down and then initials. And all of a sudden it became, this is another way my energy is coming through, these crystal divination grids. And I started to use that in my practice. I've done one for you and I've done one for other people. where
and it
there's
works
just,
amazingly.
where do we need this energy and where are we going to put this energy with these crystals, and at the same time come up with mantras or what that person needs. And they could be around career, relationships, just human growth inside. I want to be better at who I am. Yeah, they're pretty amazing, but that's something that came to me totally organically and threw me off, but I love them because I
That's
love crystals, you know?
amazing.
Yeah.
That's so amazing. That's so cool. I wonder, like, it feels very like Akashic. It feels very like, did you connect with Archangel Raziel ever?
Yes. Oh God. Yes. Oh
Okay.
God.
Because I
For a
feel
long. Yeah, I did.
like the
He was
keeper
around,
of all the
you know,
records, like I think of geometry when I think of him too. And
yes,
like,
yes, yes. And he was around me for a long, long time years ago. And that's why I say it's so hard for me to go back and remember each angel, because they've all taken a part of my journey with me. And then they
oh,
come back around.
beautiful.
So, but yes, now that you mentioned Raziel, yes, he was with me for a very long time. You know, let me think back. It may have been during this time, now that you said it, when
Wow.
I was inspired with these crystal
Oh,
grids.
goosebumps.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So now, like I said, Archangel Gabriel is always with me, and he's the one that pushed me to do the podcast, and he pushes me to blog, and he's like, "You're a communicator. Get these messages out." So that's where I've been really putting a lot of my energy. But all those other things are all part of who I am. I have my Grace box that was inspired by
Yeah.
my cousin, who I took my words that I used to say to her to feel all the energies in her body, in her chakras, where she felt sick or where she needed more healing. And I put that into a meditation, into a box that I call, a self-starting tool. You can never ever meditate in your life or been meditating every day for 1,000 years, and you could still use the Grace box. It's every crystal you need for your chakras. It's selenite. It's your sage stick. Anything you need to just sit down and start. Open the box, and everything's inside it.
I love that. That's so beautiful. Oh my
And that
gosh.
came out of her. Yeah, and it was important that the guided meditation was with my voice as she wanted. And I've expressed to you how hard it is to listen to myself, but I knew it was important that guided meditation was my voice and nobody else's. So
Yes,
that's,
yes. There's so much power in the voice, in your
yes,
voice, right?
learn.
I know this. Yeah, we gotta talk more about that because your voice is so powerful, right? That like your
I've been
voice is
told. I
it
don't like
is.
listening to it, but other people
Oh
seem
my
to.
God, it's authentic to you and it's your medium of like apart from energy healing, it's like your medium to, in past lifetimes, there is other civilizations where we did not communicate through words. So
Yes, that's
Lemuria,
true.
for example. So maybe in a past life you didn't communicate through words, and maybe that's why it's a little strange sometimes.
Hmm.
But I love
Yep.
your voice. It's a beautiful way for us to communicate and do this, and I love hearing you talk, and it's a soothing tone to it. And like we all speak from different chakras too. A lot of
Yeah.
people don't know that, but you kind of speak from a certain chakra,
Hmm.
like, and it's an energetic transmission when you share your voice. So it is a beautiful thing. Yeah.
Thank you. I feel like I speak from my heart chakra all
Uh-huh.
the all the
Yeah,
time.
I feel
And
that.
sometimes things come out that maybe shouldn't. But it's truly
Happens.
from my heart and who I am. So yeah, it's the
Yeah.
truth comes out of your heart, I believe. Yeah. So I'm not always
Mhm.
here. Not
Right.
always
I hear you. I hear
here.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's so many other exciting things that are going on with Gracespiration. You've got a podcast going on right now called, would you like to
The
talk about
Chat Life Unfiltered, Gracepirations podcast. Yeah, and that's on my Gracepiration YouTube channel and many other platforms right now. It's on Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music,
it?
Spotify. I think 10 platforms. I don't even know all of them. But
Great.
yeah.
And talk
So
about on the show. Who are some of the guests that you've brought on, the different topics that you guys have discussed? If you could bullet point a few of those for us.
yeah, well, I tried to cover the topics that I thought were very important in my life, my journey. And so far we've covered grief, anxiety, suicide awareness, creativity, divine masculine, divine feminine. Maria has gracefully helped us with a few different shows that she was um, more educated in some areas than me. So I loved having her there to help us. We talked about different versions of who God is to us. And you also helped us with that show. Oh God, there's so many. During Leo season, we did the fears that come out in our everyday life, but are amplified during the Leo season in astrology. And
Mhm.
I don't know. We're
Beautiful.
on, we're new. We just started, but we're on episode, I think, 16. So I don't think
Oh,
I'm going to remember all
congratulations.
16. Yeah, thank you.
So
We
amazing.
love doing it and we love having guest hosts. So I'm going to have you back again.
Oh, I
Um,
love it. Thank you.
because you know what? Listen, I always say this about myself. I came into my spirituality later in life and I'm a very mainstream personality, but there's always more that I need to learn and that I want to bring out to my listeners. And you are a beautiful facilitator of that,
Thank you
because
so much.
yeah, you're constantly learning and bringing beautiful gifts into my life. And
Thank
I
you
learn
so
from you.
much.
So I know, so can my audience.
Well, you inspire me so much. Gracespiration is like the perfect name for your business. That like came from straight from heaven. I mean, thank you so much. And like you've been such an like you. This is episode 2 for my podcast. So thank you for being here. You inspire me to
Pleasure.
continue this also. And I'm really excited to see where your journey goes. And I'm excited for the
Oh
events
my.
we do together. I know. So like I've been now that I can mic my sound bowls and make them sound proper audibly, because that's obviously a huge integral part of the receiving the transmission properly of energy and the healing sound frequencies. We can do virtual, because I'm in North Carolina and you're in New Jersey. We can do virtual sessions where we can do Reiki and singing and sound bowls together. So I'm excited for that.
Yes, me and Maria will be working more and more together in the future. We have big plans, and
Yes,
we'll put
yes.
them together for the new year. Yeah.
Right. There might be a retreat coming. There may be a monthly.
Sister Circle,
Yeah,
all
exactly.
beautiful things that we have to fine tune, but they're meant to happen. And that's why I say, what's coming. I don't know, because you know
Yeah,
what? We say it all the time. We're conduits. They tell us what we have to do.
yeah.
We get messages
They
and we
guide
do
us.
it. And that can change tomorrow. So where
That's
I
the
am
other
today may
beautiful
not be
thing.
where I am tomorrow.
Yeah, exactly. It's
Yeah.
such a beautiful thing to let go and just like, okay, just guide me. Because like when we plan, it's so exhausting. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, and
Yeah.
I fall into it still. I know you fall
Yeah.
into it too. Like, I
Yeah,
gotta
you
post.
have to. To a certain degree, you have to plan. But you're right. The stress of that
It can be,
is, yeah.
yeah. I wonder, Grace, for you tell me if this lands for you, because here's the thing. I'm feeling like, we talked about masculine, feminine energies in your podcast episode. And we talked about, I shared how I'm feeling like the rise of the divine feminine, like the soft feminine is coming
Yes.
back. It's like
Yes.
here. We were in really dark feminine energy for a while, and like we were masculine, a lot of strong masculine energy.
Yeah.
But I'm feeling like now it's like safe to be soft is the theme,
Mhm.
and energy to embrace. No, I went on a tangent and I forgot where I was going with this. I wanted to ask you what you feel about okay, that's what it was. So being in society in everyday life, 2025,
Mm.
the age of digital technology, the ages of social media, recovering from COVID, where it made us even more remote. And look, we're doing it right now. We're remote here.
Yeah.
Are you feeling, because I'd have to be honest, I've been deeply feeling like this kind of life of like virtual connection, like it can feel stagnant sometimes. I'm like,
Yes.
I want to get outside. I want to be with people. I want to meet people. I want to touch people. I want to hug people. I want to be in community again.
Yeah.
Like, what do you feel about that? Because it's like we're also in this dichotomy of we have to be here in media, in the
Yeah.
virtual world. So
Mhm.
like where do you find energy, like energetic balance with that? And what's your thought on that? Do you think we're shifting in another direction, or what's coming in the future?
Well, I think the most important word that you said was balance, because I feel like we were all out in the world and the hustle, the bustle, the craziness, and then we totally shut down to that extreme. And now we're trying to get back to that balance. So it's very important to be out socializing and meeting with people personally and experiencing that energy and experiencing Mother Nature and experiencing the world. But our energy can be transmitted this way as well. Online energy sessions are just as beautiful. But
Yeah.
I think because we do have the balance, if we went 100% into virtual, we're losing something as a society. And I know the importance of social media, and I understand that's the wave of today. But
Yeah.
between that and all the AI, and if
Yeah.
we lose the social connection, we lose the personal creativity that we just said is who we are. So I do see benefits in both, but the key is always going to be that word balance, not more of one or the other. It needs to be both.
Yeah, because I feel like it can easily get to a point of extremity where like we're becoming slaves to posting to
Yeah.
people,
Yes.
but like I mean, I have so much gratitude for it at the same time, but like I've been becoming more and more aware of like light workers like you, like and myself, like our energetic missions to like be there and be out there with people.
Yes,
And
I
you've
agree.
got yes. So this brings me to the next question I want to ask you.
Mhm.
You've been out and about talking to different people about other things coming in the future for Gracespiration. So be in the realm of being out and about and doing things in person. Is there anything exciting coming for you in the future that you want to talk about? Anything in person that you might be doing that we can
Well,
see?
like I said, it's always in God's hands. I never know what tomorrow brings, but I do have intentions of working more with you,
Yeah.
working outside of my home and bringing that into larger groups and reaching the masses more than just a few people at a time. Because not that I feel like that is the only thing I'm called to do, but right now I feel like it's a big thing I'm called to do. And so that's part of that podcast calling also is to reach a large amount of people at once. Things that I am called to do as Gracespiration, and I'm working on it. And like you said, we're just one person trying to push all this out there and then trying to be marketers and social media, creators. And it's so much. But what you said makes so much sense. And I just had this conversation yesterday with another energetic healer who said, I feel like we only have so much energy every day. And it's true. And if we're putting so much into social media and marketing, how much do we have left from what we're guided to do? So we need to either put that on the side and let them bring it into us, or we got to hire people. We got to be out there and
Yeah,
just do us.
practice.
We got to just do
Yeah.
us. And so we're all working on that. Here comes
Yeah.
that balance again.
Yeah, balance and teams and all that. And so since you've become open to this sort of idea of even more expansion, are there any people who've presented and just kind of ferried their way into your path, into your auric space to help plant these beautiful seeds for you?
Oh yeah. I mean, I think everyone that's surrounding me now has been pushing me forward to do more, to do the podcast, to get out there. I mean, everybody in my life, including you, Maria. So I have
Mm.
the biggest fan base. I mean, I don't know what I did in this life.
So
I'm
much.
so honored with this soul group. But yes, I think everyone that's in my immediate circle right now is out there saying, what do you need? I'll get you out there. I believe in you. I'll help you. Let's do it. So I feel like the new year is going to bring that message in for a lot of us. More of what we do is needed out there. So
Yeah.
we need to give the world more. I'm ready. If you're ready, you ready?
I'm ready. I'm ready. I feel like to experience what we've experienced, it's kind of like, I don't know if your angels kind of look at you this way too, but they're like, really? Like you've got all this going on and like you're in this like confined, like what's going on? Like you need to go out there. You need to
Yeah.
connect with other people and share. And it takes a degree of bravery, right? But
Yes.
again, we get the ego out of the way, then we
Yes.
can
Our ego's good for us this much. We need it. Ego
we
protects
need
us.
it.
Egos
Oh
give us our drive this much.
yeah.
The rest
Yeah.
is faith and love. So we have to remember that. That's the only thing that you don't equally balance in your life. Don't ever let your ego equally balance your faith and the love you have for yourself and humanity. Because if you ever let ego get that big, it's going to take over. It's just human nature. So keep the ego this way and keep your beautiful heart, the rest of it. And
I
I
like
think it's all going to work out. Yeah,
I
I
like
do.
that. Yeah, it takes a degree of bravery to put those guards down for
Yeah.
sure. And that's
And
where the faith comes in,
that's
right?
right. That's right.
Mhm.
And putting our trust in that faith is sometimes the hardest thing we have to do, but it always pans out.
Yeah.
Maybe
So
not in the timing we want, but we know in divine timing
right.
that that's meant to be for us. Yeah. So
Yes. Oh my
patience
gosh.
is the big, yeah.
Yes. So did I get to ask you what angels that you've been connecting with the most apart from Archangel Gabriel? Like in sessions with clients, are there certain angels that have been coming up more and more or
Um,
more often than
I'm gonna
others? Curious.
oh God, there's so many different ones that come in, but I'm gonna tell you what's been circling more than an angel, is Ascended Master Kuan Yin. And I feel like she's been
Oh my God. I knew you were
been
going to say
stepping
that
in
before
for
you
all
said
this
it.
feminine power and oh
I
yeah,
knew
yeah,
you
yeah.
were going to say it before you said it. Oh
Of
my
course you
God.
did. Of course
I
you
have
did.
her pink dragon out. I'll show it to you. I've left it out all
Mhm.
summer because she's been connected with me all summer. I will literally show it
Yeah,
to you.
now I'm totally chilling from that because she's like, yes, Grace, Grace. because she's been there for me and for so many other women that I see, because she wants us to stand in our power in beauty, in
Yes.
confidence, and not waver. And this is the things we're talking about: the fear, the you can be feminine and be powerful. You don't
Yes.
have, yes, and that's her message. We were getting it wrong a few years ago. We don't need to be that hard ass corporate,
Right.
you know what?
Right.
No, we can stand in our beauty, we can stand in our femininity, and we can still stand in our power. And there's
Yeah.
nothing more beautiful than that. And that's her message to all us ladies. Yeah.
So perfect, because like that's exactly what this new age is like ushering in, is like
Yeah.
it's safe to be feminine, a soft feminine. Kuan Yin, she's an Atlantean goddess, and she has her
Mm,
pink dragon, and she's I believe the descent is China there,
yeah.
um
Yeah.
from at least one of her lineages, and I think was she alive for thousands of years, I
Yeah.
believe.
And now it's funny that you say pink dragon, because when she comes in for me, she comes in
Yeah.
orange and almost fire. So she
Mm,
comes in with fire and the color of orange. Um,
I love that.
Constantly.
I
Yes.
wonder if her dragon is a fire dragon, because there's different elemental dragons, right? Water, earth. There's
Yes.
galactic
Yes.
dragons.
And you probably would know more about the dragons than me. That's your thing. That's not mine. But I
Right.
do see her walk in with that fire energy and the most
Mm.
beautiful fire around her. And that's what she brings to my clients when she comes in. A
Oh,
room
so
fire,
beautiful.
just so comforting. It's a beautiful fire, not a frightening fire. And the
I love
colors of orange and healing anything orange. So Himalayan salts and um, orange foods. And she's just constantly saying, be with orange, be with orange. That's what I want you to do, is be with orange. So whatever that means for that person, anything orange. But
Yeah.
that's why I'm asking when you said pink, because I see her as orange.
Yeah, it's like a healing of that sacral chakra again, I feel like, with
Yeah.
like
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
creative, yeah, helping people feel safe to be soft, safe to be
Hey,
creative, right? When you're being creative, that's a feminine energy,
mhm.
right? So it
Well,
all
for
kind
us it is, but when we discussed the divine masculine and divine feminine, and we talked about the roots of where all this started, even though it's changed and we don't agree with them all,
Mhm.
the divine masculine was given that trait as being creative. That was the first trait, one of the first traits given to the divine masculine. And I would read that and go, what? That's not true. But I think it's evolved into a divine feminine trait now. But like I said, we're interchanging with each other. We have a little bit of everything in our bodies. We're balancing.
Right,
So it
because it's
doesn't
all
really
about
matter.
balance between
But
men and women
yeah.
today.
But yeah, if
Mhm.
you do some research, it started out
Yeah,
as a masculine trait.
because like when you it's like the intention of creating something can be like a masculine, like it's that, okay, like I'm gonna do something. That's kind of like a masculine, like the assertion of that. That's like
Right.
masculine. But then I feel like the part of it where you're like your guard is down, you're vulnerable, you're like tapping into those other parts of
Yeah,
your
that is feminine.
subconsciously. That feels like the feminine
Yeah.
part.
Yeah. No, and
Yeah.
I've also read that I think we talked about this on my show, that the idea of a creation is a woman's back then, but
Mhm.
the execution of it, the action of it was always a feminine, I mean, a male trait. And I totally disagree.
A,
I
a
think you
good
want to get something done, that's a female trait, boy. We get everything done we have to get done.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Oh
yeah.
my
You
god,
can
it's
read
so
this stuff
funny.
and
You guys have
shake
to
your
watch
head.
our episode. You guys have to watch the chat Life Unfiltered episode on
Yeah,
divine
because there's
feminine and
so much
masculine energy.
discrepancy.
That was a really great conversation.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I love it. Well, and since you brought up Kuan Yin, this is a perfect segue to talk about. I think we have to talk about the goddess program that we're trying to do, and we don't have it all figured out yet, but we
Yeah.
are doing something, right? Where
Yeah,
we're
we're
trying.
being called big time. And
Yeah.
she's the energy that came in first to say that you ladies need to do this. So we all walk just like we walk with our angels and our guides, we walk with goddess energy. And sometimes we don't recognize what we're feeling or why we're feeling it and what energy we're tapping into, or they're trying to tap into us. So Marie and I thought it would be wonderful to do a goddess circle where we can have participants come and we can help them discover that goddess energy and know the power you walk in and bring that out to the rest of the world. So we're working on that. It's coming soon, hopefully in the spring. Yeah.
Yeah, and this comes from, again, like you and I just talking on the phone, catching up with each other. How are you doing? Who's coming through for you? And then it's
Yeah.
always
Yeah.
the same guys coming through for both of us. So
Yeah.
we're like, yeah, like we should be sharing this with people because they they present for a reason.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah. So it would be amazing to share that with you guys, and like to connect with you, Grace, and like we'll probably do a meditation, and like Grace will send Reiki energy and we'll
Mhm.
do the transmission. I can choose a bowl that's specifically attuned to where me and Grace feel like she's working on healing, because my bowls are all to different spaces in the body. So
So
it's going to
beautiful.
be really unique,
It is.
magical thing.
It's
Right.
magnificent. Yeah.
Yeah.
More to
Yeah.
come.
Yes. 2026.
Exciting. It's going to be an exciting year. Exciting
Yeah.
year. Absolutely.
Definitely.
Busy, busy, but exciting year.
Yes.
So get your
Oh,
energy up, get your sleep because
yeah,
we are
I
going to be
know.
busy. Yeah.
Amazing, amazing. Thank you
Yeah.
so much for your time
You're
today.
welcome.
Is there
Thank you for
anything
having me.
else that you, of course, is there anything else that you want to share with anybody about your journey? You know, we didn't really talk about, I meant to ask you about some of the challenges with this work also, because it's not all,
No,
roses, of
right,
course.
right.
But
A lot of people think that when you have a spiritual awakening, it's this beautiful, oh my God, I woke up and I'm hunky dory. Eventually, you learn to grow through all the trials and tribulations that you go through to become that spiritual person. But the
right.
road there is not an easy one. And it's a lot of reflecting on your life and where
Mhm.
you've been. And I get, again, going within and becoming self aware. And it can be uncomfortable and painful, but so necessary for growth. And I tell everyone, don't be afraid of change, because change is growth. And that's how we move forward in the world, to bring out everything we're meant to bring out. And the
Yeah.
bottom line is, we need to love ourselves before we can bring that love out to each other.
And the coming out of the spiritual closet part, Grace, what can you say to people going through that adversity? Because you've gone through it, you go through it in your family
Yeah.
too,
Yeah.
I go through it as
Yeah.
well. So what are your tips for navigating that part of it? Because when this happens and there's people around us who don't
Yeah.
understand or don't, because it's scary. It can be scary,
Mhm.
right? 'Cause it's unknown for some
Yeah.
people. So some people, anything unknown, I'm afraid of it. Okay.
Right.
So what do you feel is good advice for people navigating this, and how you stay grounded and supported in it and unblocked and balanced and find balance with this?
Okay.
Yeah.
I think the most important thing is to remember the way we want our guides and our angels and everyone that guides us from above to meet us where we're at, where we're comfortable. We have to remember that when we have this journey, it's about us and the people in our lives. So
Mhm.
although you never stop being you for the people that you love, it's okay to meet them where they're at and
Yeah.
bring things in your life in doses that people can understand. You
Yeah.
can't come in the door one day and say, okay, guess what? I'm
Right.
calling on angels. Here's these crystals. Everybody take one. Because people are going, what the hell's wrong with you? Bring in the most important part of what you are called to do. And that's to spread love and awareness about making the world a better place, and in turn, making yourself a better place. And we can do those in small doses.
Yeah.
Praying with our loved ones, mantras, self-help, small things that you can get them to understand what your mission is and what your message is while you're doing what you need to do behind closed doors. I mean, you have your spiritual room, your altars, whatever you need to do. But
Right.
I think sometimes it's unfair for us to think our family needs to accept that 100% in one day, 1 week, 1 year, when it took, well, for me, a lifetime journey to accept. So I think we have to be a little fair, and our family has to be fair to understand back, like, okay,
And respect.
I
Always.
know this person my whole life. Let me respect what they're talking about, even if I don't understand it, because that's who we are in the relationship. And little by little, you'll get there. So that mutual respect back and forth, and knowing that this is a difficult road for them as well as you,
Yeah.
I think that's the simplest way to begin. But the
Yeah.
minute we think everyone's going to wake up and be where we're at, you're going to come into conflict, because it's a hard thing. It's a hard thing. Think about if you didn't understand what you were going through and you had to hear that from someone else. You're like, wait a minute, where'd that person go? Where's Grace? Where's Maria? I don't know this person.
Yeah. Yeah.
Give to them through your eyes who you are, and in doses they can understand. And in the long run, you're all going to be better understood, and
Mm.
you will get them to understand your message. But too much too soon,
Yeah.
that's that's what's worked for me.
I
Yeah.
agree. That's amazing advice, Grace. And it's like, it's almost like whatever you go through kind of like affects people around you too, right? So it's kind of
Totally.
like, if your lifestyle is like, you will naturally trigger certain people around you without you even trying,
Right.
because it's kind of what happens, right? So I feel
Right.
like that's part of that's meant to happen too. I feel
Sure.
like
Sure it
I'm
is. Absolutely.
handled
And
with
that
like feeling,
organically happens. That's
yeah,
when you're going to deal with
yeah,
those, and those messages and those solutions will come up. But
yeah,
I just think we go through our life journeys together. And by no means does it ever mean dim your light. I know when people say, hey, I don't want to dim my light. No, you're not dimming your life, because your light is for you. Your
mhm,
light is for what you are learning about you that you're going to bring out to the world. Nobody says you have to open it all up in
right,
one day and scare the hell out of everybody around you. Because at the end of the day, it's what you want that message to be received. So you have to work with the people you're trying to get to receive it. And if that's scaring them, it's okay to pull it back a little. You're not
mm,
you're not extinguishing the light. You're just making it a little dimmer for a little while for them to understand. And little
yeah,
by little, you're all going to shine together. That's what I feel is the
okay.
best way when you have people on opposite ends of the spectrum of the spiritual, yeah,
Mhm.
cycle. It could be rough. It could be rough.
You heard it from Grace herself. She acts with grace in everything that she does. Like, her name is perfect for her. Really, it's just like, oh my gosh, she is full of grace, literally. And this is
Thank
why I love you so much, Grace, because
you.
I really do feel like you embody and emote that Christ consciousness, where it's just like just giving everybody love and meeting people where they are at, and holding space. I've always felt like you're an amazing space holder
Make me
for
cry.
people to feel, yeah, it's gonna make me emotional too, to feel what they're feeling, and
Yep.
whatever that is. If you guys are gonna connect with Grace, I want you to know that you will definitely, if you're not already feeling it, feel a real maternal love and nurtured um, embrace of love and space to be who you are. Grace does not tell people this is wrong or this is right, like you're wrong. Like, no. Grace is a listener and a lover, and she deeply cares about everybody that comes into contact with her, and that's what you'll get if you work with Grace.
Thank you, sweetie.
Yes, and you're a beautiful mentor and a beautiful guide, and trust being one of the biggest factors for people exploring into this work. I feel like you are a great place for somebody to start if like they've never experienced it. I would recommend, if this is your first time ever trying Reiki, or if you've been going to Reiki sessions for years, Grace is amazing either way, because she can help guide you on your journey, whatever it is that you're looking for, empowerment, balance. She'll be able to figure it out once you get in the door. She won't
That's
away,
true.
you know,
Sometimes just from a phone call, we'll
but
figure it out. Yeah.
yes, she will let you confirm it. She will ask you questions, and I mean, you're so amazing. I
Thank you,
get
sweetie.
so giddy just thinking about like, oh my God, Grace is here in the universe. Like, she's gonna help so many people. Like, that's how I just feel so much
You're
love
so
for you.
kind. You're so kind.
Yeah, like you're so important, and we're sending you so much blessings from
Thank
Song
you.
of the Soul on your journey, and so excited to work with you in the future. And
Me too. So excited.
yeah, is there one last thing you want to share before we close today to our listeners?
I can't say enough what I've said earlier and probably throughout this whole show is that if we lead in this world with our heart, we can't be wrong.
I
Yeah.
love it. That is so beautiful.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Love you too.
Thank you so much for being here today.
Welcome. Pleasure.
Yeah,
I'm honored and humbled to be here and be a guest on your show. It was amazing. Thank you.
feeling is mutual. You've helped me so much on my journey to feel accepted and comfortable. So thank you so much
You're
for
my pleasure.
providing this platform, even to facilitating this opportunity with, for this to even happen. So thank you
Yeah,
so much. We're so
it's great.
excited for Gracespiration to continue growing and flourishing. You guys have to check out Grace at Gracespiration on Instagram, and also her YouTube channel, Gracespiration, her website, gracespiration.com. I'll put all of her links below so you can connect
Thank
with
you.
her. Check out her Grace Box. It's absolutely amazing.
Thank
Can't stress
you.
enough, if you're just embarking on this journey, like, she's the perfect person to go to. So I hope you guys will check her
She's
out.
too kind. She's too kind.
Thank you for being here, and
Thank you for having me. Love you.
love you. Bye, guys.
Bye.